Did you know Zuko had a second sister? And how did Mako and Bolin, two brothers, end up bending different elements? Let's illuminate some family secrets in this family tree playlist.
And when you're ready for more family drama, watch Avatar Braving the Elements here on YouTube or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Here is a closer look at the history of the Fire Nation royal family. First, we have to go over 100 years back to Sozin and Roku.
You were friends with Fire Lord Sozin?
Back then, he was just Prince Sozin. And he was my best friend.
When they were young, Prince Sozin was heir to the Fire Lord throne, and Roku had just found out he was the next Avatar. Roku left the Fire Nation to master the other three elements. When he returned home, things began to change.
Don't do this, Sozin. Don't challenge me. It will only end badly.
Avatar Roku was the only person standing between Sozin and taking over the world.
Without you, all my plans are suddenly possible. I have a vision for the future, Roku.
After Roku's death, the war had begun, as did Sozin's hunt for the next Avatar. Little did Sozin know how much his former best friend would impact his family's future.
Why are you telling me this?
Because understanding the struggle between your two great-grandfathers can help you better understand the battle within yourself.
After Sozin died, his son Azula became the new Fire Lord and followed his father's plans to conquer the world. Azula had two fire-bending sons of his own, Iroh and Ozai. Iroh was the peace-loving, tea-drinking dragon of the West. He was a great general of the Fire Nation who won several major victories during the 100-Year War. He also had a son named Lu Ten, who fought alongside him.
I got you, Dad!
Iroh's younger brother Ozai was not exactly the biggest fan of peace.
You will learn respect, and suffering will be your teacher. I looked away.
In order to ensure a powerful Bender bloodline, Azula arranged Ozai to marry Avatar Roku's granddaughter, Ursa. She was forced to leave her home and cut all her ties with her family and friends. Ozai and Ursa were married, which brings us to Zuko and Azula.
Try to knock the apple off the other person's head, like this. Work. Aw, they're so cute together.
Despite having a bitter sibling rivalry, they were happy kids. But things took a dark turn after the Battle of Ba Sing Se.
My beloved Lu Ten.
Iroh had failed to capture the city, and Lu Ten was killed in the battle. Ozai saw Iroh's failure as an opportunity to take the throne from his brother.
You dare suggest I betray Iroh, my firstborn? Directly after the demise of his only beloved son? I think Iroh has suffered enough. But you, your punishment has scarcely begun.
Grandfather said Dad's punishment should fit his crime. You must know the pain of losing a firstborn son by sacrificing your own.
Dad would never do that to me.
Your father would never do what to you? What is going on here?
Ursa made a deal with Ozai that would prevent him from killing Zuko. She helped her husband kill Azula, allowing Ozai to take the throne as Fire Lord. In return, Zuko was spared, and Ursa was banished from the Fire Nation capital.
Remember this, Zuko. No matter how things may seem to change, never forget who you are.
After Ursa fled the capital, she returned to her hometown of Hira. There, she reunited with Ikem, the man Ursa was originally going to marry before Ozai showed up. In order to begin their new lives together, They both had their faces and identities changed by the Mother of Faces. Under the names Noriko and Norin, they would live happily with their daughter Kiyi. Let's fast forward to the end of the war. Ozai was defeated by Aang, Azula was defeated by Katara, Zuko became Fire Lord, you know the story. But what was the aftermath of Ozai's and Azula's defeat? With his firebending gone, Ozai was locked up in prison. As for Azula, her insanity had consumed her. Zuko had her kept in an asylum. She stayed there for about a year until Zuko needed her help to search for their mother. But that's a story for another time. Zuko grew up and had a daughter named Izumi. She became Fire Lord after her father and had her own son named Iroh. Like Zuko's uncle, Iroh would also become a great general of the Fire Nation. He aided Avatar Korra in the battle against the Equalists, and it was epic.
A closer look at Katara and Sokka's family history. First, we have to travel to the Southern Water Tribe where we can find Kana.
Call me Gran.
When we first met her, she was the eldest member of the Southern Tribe. At the age of 80, she's experienced a great deal of the 100-Year War, including several Fire Nation raids. Kana, Gran, was originally from the Northern Water Tribe. It was arranged she would marry Paku, a waterbending master.
I made this 60 years ago. For the love of my life. For Kana.
My Gran was supposed to marry you?
I carved this necklace for your grandmother when we got engaged. I thought we would have a long, happy life together. I loved her.
But she didn't love you, did she? It was an arranged marriage. Gran wouldn't let your tribe's stupid customs run her life. That's why she left. It must have taken a lot of courage.
But don't worry, they reunited. Eventually.
Welcome to the family, Gramp.
You can still just call me Paku.
How about Grandpaku?
No.
But decades before that wedding, Kana had a son. Meet Hakoda.
Sokka.
Hi, Dad.
A chieftain of a village at the South Pole and a true warrior. Hakoda defended the South Pole during Fire Nation incursions and even led the invasion of the Day of Black Sun. He was married to Kaya and had 2 children, Sokka and Katara.
This is Appa, my flying bison.
Right, and this is Katara, my flying sister.
Like his father, Sokka trained to be a fighter and aspired to become a strong leader.
I'm coming with you.
You're not old enough to go to war, Sokka. You know that.
I'm strong, I'm brave, I can fight. Please, Dad.
Being a man is knowing where you're needed the most. And for you right now, that's here protecting your sister.
I don't understand.
Someday you will.
His younger sister Katara faced a difficult task of being the only waterbender in the South Pole.
It's not magic, it's water bending. And it's...
Yeah, an ancient art unique to our culture, blah, blah, blah.
Everyone lived peacefully there. But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
We're not leaving until we find the waterbender.
If I tell you, do you promise to leave the rest of the village alone? It's me. Take me as your prisoner.
I'm afraid I'm not taking prisoners today.
Dad! Dad! Please, I think Mom's in trouble! There's a man in our house!
Kaya!
But
We were too late. When we got there, the man was gone. And so was she.
Your mother was a brave woman.
I know.
Years later, Katara and Sokka discovered a boy trapped in an iceberg and, well, the rest was history.
Stop it!
Alongside Avatar Aang, these two were MVPs of the 100-Year War.
Water Tribe.
During Sozin's Comet, it was Sokka who led the attack on the Fire Nation airships and Katara who helped defeat Princess Azula. The war was over, but the family drama wasn't. When Katara and Sokka returned home, Hakoda was in a relationship with a woman named Melina, a waterbender from the North Pole. She was helping Hakoda modernize the southern tribe, but that quickly turned into conflict between the North and South. Melina's original intentions were to bring the South Pole under Northern control, but after falling in love with Hakoda, she had changed her mind. What followed was an epic battle at the South Pole. Team Avatar and Melina united to save Hakoda from a group of rebels who threatened to overthrow him. After saving Hakoda, Katara and Sokka realized that even though the war was over, the world was never going to be like it was. Their home was about to grow, and so was their family.
You need me, and I will never turn my back on you.
Sokka, you really do have a heart.
He really does have a heart, doesn't he?
Not much long after that, they started having families of their own. Unfortunately, Sokka's family has never been confirmed in the series canon.
What?
But there are plenty of characters who bear a striking resemblance.
Do the thing!
Whoa. As for Katara, she married Avatar Aang. They established a new home in Republic City where they had 3 children of their own, Bumi, Kaya, and Tenzin.
Looks like someone's trying to take your place as the Avatar's stick-in-the-mud mentor.
Boomy, don't pick on Tenzin. You know he's always been sensitive.
I'm not sensitive.
Bumi was named for Aang's childhood friend, the Great King of Omashu. He grew up a non-bender, at least until the day he woke up an airbender.
I told you!
Kaya, named for her grandmother, was a gifted waterbender who inherited her mother's healing and fighting abilities. Tenzin was an airbender from birth. Aang spent a lot of time training him in order to pass on the culture of the air nomads.
You think you're some savior who has to carry on Dad's legacy.
Who else is going to do it?
How about all of us?
Being part of a family is hard, huh, Daddy?
I couldn't agree with you more.
But no matter how tough the situation, this family always stuck together.
That is one good-looking family, huh?
That's one happy family.
Tenzin married Pema, a non-bending air acolyte. Together, they had 4 children, Jinora, Iki, Milo, and Rohan.
This is Milo, Jinora, and Iki, Aang and Katara's grandchildren.
Your grandpa was a real pain in my butt.
Jinora, their eldest child, was quiet in nature, but extremely brave. She has the strongest spiritual connection in the series, behind Aang. And not to mention, an airbending master. Iki and Milo are also airbenders, but way more rambunctious than Jinora.
Unhand me, strange woman!
That's your grandmother, Milo.
Remember when he used to be so nice and sweet?
No. Finally, we have Rohan. We don't know if he's an airbender just yet, but for Pema's sake, let's hope he isn't.
Mommy, look! I'm a snowbender!
Rohan was born in the middle of an equalist attack of Air Temple Island. While Pema was in labor, the young airbenders defended her.
Get off our island!
Girls, you need to go back inside this instant.
Taste my fury!
Milo, be careful! Never mind.
Just like their relatives, this family sticks together no matter what.
I'm Iki and this is Jinora and Milo. We have a super great family and we're so happy that you're a part of it.
These little airbenders accomplished many things and paved the way for the return of the Air Nation. Aang would have been proud. Here is a closer look at the Beifong family history. First, we have to travel down to the Southern Earth Kingdom, where we can find Lao and Poppy Beifong. Originating in the town of Gaoling, the Beifongs were rich and powerful. Often referred to as the House of the Flying Boar, the Beifongs were a household name for hundreds of years.
It is my pleasure to help anyone of the Beifong family.
It is your pleasure.
Lao is actually a descendant of Liu Beifong, an earthbending master who helped train Avatar Kuruk and Avatar Kyoshi. Lao wasn't a bender himself, but he was a savvy businessman. He was married to Poppy and had one child, a daughter named Toph.
This is it! This must be where I come in!
Since Toph was born blind, Lao always had her watched closely by guards. As she got older, her security got tighter. To her father, Toph was a fragile and helpless little girl.
Blow on it. It's too hot for her.
But little did Lao know, his daughter would become the greatest earthbender in the world. When Toph was 6 years old, she ran away from home and hid in a cave outside town. There she met a group of badger moles. These creatures were similar to Toph. They were blind earthbenders. For Toph, the badger moles were the first ones who truly understood her. They taught her that even though she was blind, she could use earthbending as an extension of her body. In other words, Toph learned how to see with her feet.
I feel the vibrations in the earth, and I can see where everything is. You, that tree, even those ants.
6 years later, Toph was living a double life. When she wasn't being an obedient daughter around her parents, she was taking down benders in the Earth Rumble tournament. As the blind bandit, she was the Earth Rumble champion. But that double life wouldn't last very long.
What are you doing here, Twinkle Toes? How'd you know it was me?
Don't answer to Twinkle Toes, it's not manly.
Shortly after meeting Avatar Aang, she revealed her true level of earthbending experience.
She's the greatest earthbender I've ever seen.
Dad, I know it's probably hard for you to see me this way, but the obedient little helpless blind girl that you think I am just isn't me. I love fighting. I love being an earthbender. And I'm really, really good at it.
I've let you have far too much freedom. From now on, you will be cared for and guarded 24 hours a day.
But Dad!
We are doing this for your own good, Toph.
But it wouldn't do much good, because Toph ran away from home again. She joined Team Avatar to be Aang's earthbending teacher.
Keep your knees high, Twinkle Toes!
By teaching Aang earthbending and discovering metalbending, Toph Beifong played a crucial role in ending the 100-Year War.
Woo! Toph, you rule.
While Aang was fighting the Fire Lord, she helped Sokka and Suki take down the Fire Nation airships.
Have I ever mentioned how sweet it is that you invented metal bending?
You could stand to mention it more.
After the war ended, each member of Team Avatar played a part in building Republic City. For Toph, she became the city's first ever chief of police.
Follow me, Twinkle Toes.
Toph, I'm 40 years old. You think you can stop with the nicknames?
Afraid not.
She led an elite group of metal-bending crime fighters and took down the city's fiercest criminals, including the bloodbender, Yakone.
What's the big idea? We have dozens of witnesses, Yakone. We know what you are.
Take him away.
But not even the notorious Republic City crime lord could prepare Toph for an even bigger challenge: raising 2 daughters.
Sue, what are you doing home? You're supposed to be in school.
Oh no, are you gonna tell Mom? It's not like she's going to care.
Lin and Su-yin were actually half-sisters, and unfortunately the true identities of their fathers remain a mystery.
Who's Lin's dad?
He was a guy named Kanto. Nice man, but it didn't really work out between us.
And... okay.
They were both powerful metal benders, but had a bit of a complicated past.
Sue, stop! Get your hands off of me! You have so much potential. You're ruining your life. At least I have a life.
Lin followed her mother's footsteps in protecting the people of Republic City.
Calling all units. Robbery reported on the corner of 5th and Harbor.
Unit 3 responding.
One day, she came face to face with one person she never expected to.
Sue? So you're robbing stores with the Terra Triad now?
Oh, what are you going to do, officer? Arrest me?
Here's what we're going to do. Lin, give me the arrest report. Mom, what are you doing? You can't cover this up. This is our only option.
Lin and Su-yin wouldn't see each other again for almost 30 years. During their separation, Su-yin took her metal bending skills and paired them with an architect named Batar. Together, they built the city of Zaofu, the metal bending capital of the world.
Does Toph live here? Are we gonna get to meet her?
I'm afraid not.
Eventually, Su-yin and Batar got married and had 5 children.
Oh, nice power, Wei.
Wing goes down.
I'm so proud of those two.
Wei and Wing were competitive twins who sparred with Avatar Korra while she learned metal bending.
I can't believe I'm sparring with the Avatar.
I can't believe I'm stuck with her friend.
Nope. Okay, maybe if I... Trial by fire. It's the best way to learn metal bending.
Huan bent more than just metal. He was a bender of the arts.
Ah, pedestrian. I already know what you look like on the outside. I want you to show me the inner Milo.
Batar Jr. was an engineer like his father. He worked on further developing technology powered by the spirit vines. But we'll get back to him. Finally, we have Opal Beifong.
It's great to meet you, Opal.
Opal. That's a beautiful name.
Thanks.
I'm Bolin.
Opal, but you already knew that.
Upon hearing about a new airbender, Lin accompanied Avatar Korra to Zaofu.
Lin, your niece is the new airbender. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, terrific.
Opal began her airbending training under Korra. Meanwhile, Lin and Su-yin decided to, well, let's just say, talk things out.
Okay, I guess this is how it's going to be.
Should I stop them?
You don't have any siblings. Fighting is all part of the healing process.
What are you two doing? You're sisters. Why would you want to hurt each other?
How about for now, I just promise not to show up at your house and attack you again. Deal.
Lin and Su-yin were sisters again. But where has Toph been all this time?
She used to visit from time to time, but years ago she left to wander the world in search of enlightenment. No one has seen her since.
It wasn't until a broken Korra followed a spirit into the foggy swamp. That's where she reunited with an old friend. In a manner of speaking.
I can't believe it. Toph?
Nice to see you again, Twinkle Toes.
Toph helped Korra get back into Avatar fighting shape. Meanwhile, Zaofu is being threatened by Kuvira, the fierce leader of the New Earth Empire.
This land belongs to the people of the Earth Empire, and it's time to take it back.
She was like a daughter to me. I took her in when she was 8 years old and nourished her talents. Kuvira turned my own son against me, and together they plotted behind my back.
I love you, Kuvira.
I never could have done this without your help.
After we claim victory, we can finally get married and rule our empire together.
During the siege of the city, Suyin and her family were captured by Kuvira's forces.
Take them.
Toph, Lin, Opal, and Bolin organized one big rescue mission, Operation Beifong.
You give metal benders a bad name!
The mission was a success, but the war wasn't over yet.
Aren't you coming back to Republic City with us, Grandma?
No, my fighting days are over. Don't tell Korra, but my back is killing me now. At some point, you gotta leave it to the kids.
But Tara Jr. and Kuvira were knocking on Republic City's door with a new weapon, a colossal mech suit with enough firepower to level the city.
Everyone out! Now! Now!
When you left Zaofu, it broke my heart, and our family has never been the same since. Please, Batar, stop all of this and come home. We want you back with us.
And once again, the Beifong family aided the Avatar in one last battle to save the world. Here is a closer look at Avatar Korra's family history. First, we have to travel up to the Northern Water Tribe, where we can find Tonraq and Unalaq. These water-bending brothers come from a long line of Water Tribe chiefdom. Ever since they were kids, they've had a tense relationship.
Tonraq? Brother.
As the older brother, Tonraq was next in line to be chief of the Northern Tribe, with Unalaq behind him. Tonraq's responsibility was to defend the North by becoming a military general. He became a powerful warrior and a water-bending master. His younger brother Unalaq was a master in his own right, but he spent his life studying the spiritual side of bending. Unalaq developed an advanced form of waterbending that allowed him to bend dark energy out of spirits. He became obsessed with the spirits after learning about the portals in the North and South Poles.
At the South Pole, there is a portal that connects our world to the spirit world, but it has long been closed.
Unalaq knew if he wanted them to reopen, he needed to control the North. And so, he began to conspire against his brother.
Brother, we're being attacked!
He secretly recruited a group of barbarians to attack the Northern Tribe. Unalaq knew his brother would fight and drive them out of the city. In fact, he counted on it.
We captured the barbarians, but in the process we destroyed the forest. By destroying the forest, I unknowingly let loose angry spirits. For being the cause of so much devastation, my father banished me from the Northern Water Tribe in shame.
So you were supposed to be chief, then he became chief. No wonder you guys don't like each other. Ow, what?
Shortly after arriving at the South Pole, Tonraq met Senna, a fellow waterbender whom he'd married. Together, they planned to live a quiet life in the South with their daughter Korra. But quiet went out the window when Korra turned 4 years old.
Welcome.
What makes you so sure your daughter is the one?
Korra, please come in here.
I'm the Avatar! You gotta deal with it!
Meanwhile, back in the North, Chief Unalaq was still working on his plan to reach the spirit world. He learned about Avatar Wan, the man who closed the portals in the first place. Wan did this to ensure no one could release Vaatu, a dark spirit who wanted to unleash his power on the whole world.
This is your prison now. And I will close the portal so no human will ever be able to physically enter the spirit world and release you.
Only the Avatar has the power to open and close the spirit portals. Once Unalaq learned his niece was the Avatar, he knew this was his chance to do just that.
This is my opportunity to change the world.
Unbeknownst to Tonraq and Senna, Unalaq was a member of a secret society called the Red Lotus, an elite group of anarchist benders. That's where Unalaq met Zahir. The two of them organized a mission to kidnap the young Korra. But the night of the attempted kidnapping, Unalaq was nowhere to be found.
Luckily, your father, Lord Zuko, Chief Sokka, and I were there to stop them. We apprehended the criminals and locked them away in prisons designed to impair their abilities.
Zahir and his followers never broke during their interrogations, so Unalaq's involvement was never revealed.
He allowed me and my friends to remain imprisoned while he pursued his own selfish goals.
With some Red Lotus members still at large, Tonraq and Senna kept their daughter in the South Pole during her training, where she would grow up to be an extremely powerful Avatar. Let's fast forward to when Korra was 18. Tonraq and Unalaq reunited at the South Pole for the Glacier Spirits Festival. And things between them hadn't changed much.
The great chief of the Northern Water Tribe comes to grace us with his presence. Hooray.
Just relax, Tonraq. He'll be gone soon enough.
Unalaq was accompanied by his twin children, Desna and Deska. Try not to mix them up.
Yeah. I wasn't hiding. Hey.
I'm not on the hunt for you. Currently.
Like their father and uncle, Desna and Deska were extremely powerful waterbenders who specialized in ice and agility.
Can someone please deflate me? Thank you.
They didn't show enthusiasm for most things, and most people didn't relay any back towards them, unless you're Bolin.
So, you are from the north, right? Cool, that's like my favorite direction.
I think he is trying to establish some kind of bond with you based on your geographic point of origin.
Perhaps it would be interesting to spend time with a person whose ways are so rough and uncultured. You amuse me. I will make you mine.
He became infatuated with Deska, and the two of them started a, let's just call it a complicated relationship.
But you will be coming with me to the north. There we will live the rest of our lives together in icy bliss.
She threatens to freeze me in a block of ice and feed me to dolphin piranhas. Why didn't you warn me your cousin had the power to reach into my heart and crush my soul with her bare hands?
'Cause I thought it was pretty obvious.
Let's shift things back to Korra. Even though Unalaq's kidnap attempt failed all of those years ago, he was still determined to use Korra as a tool to release Vaatu. Luckily for Unalaq, he was as good at manipulation as he was at waterbending.
Since the Avatar is the bridge between the material world and the spirits, that is why I want so badly to teach you, to help you fulfill your destiny.
I thought I had made it clear that Tenzin is teaching her.
He offered to teach her everything he knew about spirit bending. In the process, he managed to turn Korra against her father.
You're a distraction to Korra and a hindrance to what needs to be done.
My daughter is not going without me. She needs someone to watch after her.
Dad, why do you always think you know what's best for me?
Because he's misguided. The sad truth is, it's men like your father who have put the spirit world out of balance. He's ignored my warnings in the past and hasn't learned since.
After convincing Korra to open the southern spirit portal, Unalaq's true intentions came to light. His army from the northern tribe began to invade the South Pole. Korra unknowingly started a civil war.
If Unalaq doesn't pull his forces out, then we have no choice but to fight for our freedom!
Tensions between the North and South have never been higher, and Korra was stuck right in the middle.
You don't want unity. You want power. You've always been jealous of my father, haven't you? You got him banished so you could become chief, and I bet it just killed you to learn he was the Avatar's father. No wonder you kept trying to take me away from him. I'm done being manipulated by you. You are going to bring my father back, then you and your troops will return to the north.
a distraction as Unalaq was gearing up to complete his master plan. Unalaq fused with Batu upon his release, turning him into the Dark Avatar.
Now a new era for spirits and humans will begin, and I will lead them all as the new Avatar.
Well, I'm the old Avatar, and my era's not over yet!
Realizing their father was evil, Desna and Eska joined Team Avatar in the final battle to save the world.
Leave my Bolin alone!
I am so done with spirits.
Eska! I love you! Mwah! Let's face the end of the world together!
You're so romantic.
I'm sorry about your father, but he was already fused with Vatu. I couldn't save him.
It seems Cousin Korra is under the impression we are saddened by our father's demise.
But I will not miss him at all. In the end, he became a deplorable man.
Agreed.
With Unalaq gone, Korra declared the Southern Tribe as an independent state, and Tonraq was appointed the new chief. As for Desna and Eska, they both became chiefs of the Northern Water Tribe.
Lord Zuko, Uncle, this is a surprise.
Finally, something interesting happens. Ruling the tribe is so tedious.
Eventually, the Red Lotus would return to finish what Unalaq had started.
I put you away once, Zahir, and I'm going to do it again.
Here is a closer look at Mako and Bolin's family history. First, we have to travel all the way to Ba Sing Se, where we can find Yin. As an Earth Kingdom native, Yin and her family lived in the lower ring of Ba Sing Se. She and her husband ran a small fruit stand business and wanted to pass it down to their two children, Chao and San. But San always wanted to pursue a life outside of the city.
Your grandfather thought it was ridiculous. He wanted San to stay home and work the fruit stand. But San was determined to leave, and they had a huge fight. And that was the last time they ever spoke.
One day, a letter came in from Republic City. It was from San. The letter said he fell in love with a woman named Naoki. He married her, and together they had two sons, Mako and Bolin. But sadly, that's the only time they ever heard from San.
They were mugged by a firebender. He cut them down right in front of me. I was 8.
Mako.
Bolin's the only family I have left.
Yin didn't know her grandchildren were orphaned and living on the streets. Mako and Bolin spent years surviving on their own.
Bread tastes so much better than what we ate yesterday.
We didn't eat yesterday.
Republic City was home to dozens of orphaned kids, many of whom worked for the local triads. It didn't take long for Mako and Bolin to be recruited by Shady Shin.
Seeing those young crooks really gives me hope for the future.
But their bending abilities proved there was another way to survive in the city.
You guys have got some real bending skills. With a little training, I think you could go pro. I could teach you everything I know.
Veteran pro-bender Toza took them under his wing. He helped develop Mako's firebending and Bolin's earthbending. Together, they became the Fire Ferrets.
The Fire Ferrets are knocked into Zone 2 and the Tiger Killers advance. ferrets cinch the round in the closing seconds.
After teaming up with Avatar Korra, the Fire Ferrets made an improbable championship run.
All 3 rounds go to the Future Industries Fire Ferrets, who win their opening match of the tournament.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
As members of Team Avatar, Mako and Bolin traveled all over the world. Their adventures would eventually lead them to Ba Sing Se, where Bolin hoped they might find their father's relatives.
What if I meet our grandma for the very first time, and she asks me, "Where's your sweet brother?" And I have to say, "I'm sorry, Grandma, he had some really important police paperwork to file," and she starts to cry those grandma tears and is like, "Mako, why, Mako, I can't go on, I can't," and then she dies.
But finding them was going to be a lot harder than they thought.
Oh, the lower ring looks terrible.
Yeah, I can smell it from here. No wonder Dad left.
Sure enough, they crossed paths with one fateful fruit stand.
Hey, you trying to steal my fruit?
No, I just said I don't want any of this rotten fruit.
Oh, you too good for my fruit? This is the best fruit on the block.
So you want me to steal it?
I knew it! Thieves! Ah! Yeah! What's going on here? Dad, these fruit thieves are insulting our fruit. 2, you'll never believe who these guys are. They're your cousins, my brother San's kids.
Turns out their family was bigger than they realized. A lot bigger.
This is so great! We've never had a family before, now we've got 1, 2, 5, 11... A big family!
It was a bittersweet moment. Yin recalled the last time she heard from their father.
I'm so sad that I never got to meet your mother, but you have her eyes. I know from looking at you two that she must have been a wonderful bride for my boy.
I'm sure they would want you to have this.
Family reunion wouldn't last long. Everyone needed to flee Ba Sing Se. The Red Lotus took down the Earth Queen, and the entire city was falling apart.
Mako, our family's down there.
Move over. We're getting them out.
Oh, you think just because you dated Asami, you know how to fly this better than me?
Yeah.
But having raised her entire family in Ba Sing Se, Yin was reluctant to leave.
Mom, please.
No, I can't abandon the place where I raised my family. It's my home.
Grandma, there's one thing that Mako and I have learned from all our years on the street. It doesn't matter where you go. If you have your family with you, you'll always be at home.
I'm not going.
Fine! You leave me no choice! We're rolling out!
Thanks for getting us out of there. I mean, I probably could have handled it myself if you guys didn't show up, but thanks.
After escaping the city, they needed to search for Korra.
She was coming from a military base near the Misty Palms Oasis and heading to Ba Sing Se.
The entire family traveled across the Si Wong Desert. Eventually, they made it to the Misty Palms Oasis.
See, I told you, landing is hard.
There, Mako and Bolin introduced Yin to the rest of Team Avatar.
What lovely young women. Mako, why aren't you dating any nice girls like them?
Mako and Bolin moved everyone in to Republic City. Asami invited Yin and her family to stay at the Sato estate.
Mako, it's so wonderful to... Oh, are you?
Grandma, this is Prince Wu. He needs to stay with you and the family for a little while.
It's an honor, Grandma Mako.
She loves royalty.
I think I'll fit right in here. Thanks for looking out for me, Mako.
Their family was able to begin a new life. But this time, with Mako and Bolin, their family was complete. And it seems like they had a lot to catch up on.
Whoa, I thought you were dating Asami.
2, get out of here.
Naughty Mako, you take after your grandfather.
Guys, Grandma.
Did you think Mako and Bolin had kids of their own? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for all things Avatar.
Oh, and then you two lived happily ever after?